Hi guys, this is Racing on my way with another with this must be where Deku had the Omnitrix Part 4. Where we last off, after Ben done training Deku, he gives him a manual telling him what his Omnitrix can do. After Deku's done with the manual, he basically closes it and says, so my Omnitrix can scan someone's quirk even if they're not using it. Deku realizing how useful that is, seeing that a villain can have a quirk that he doesn't know, and all he has to do is just to scan them and see what alien can combat it. Or if he wants to cut the middleman out, he can just use the quirk for himself after he scans them. Now, if you guys are wondering, if Deku scans someone, is he going to be a peak version of them? Not really. Instead, what's going to actually change is his body mass, his hair color, and his eye color as well. So in other words, Deku will still look the same, his hair and eyes and his... For example, if Deku tries to copy Ida, he's not going to look like an exact copy. All he's actually going to change is how tall he is, and his hair color, and the engine in his legs. The Omnitrix will also scan and see if the person using some outside force, like a quirk enhancement drug. Now, Asmund does have his faith in Deku, that's why he helped build Deku's Omnitrix. But he wants to see how far can he go with a certain limit on it. Now, for Deku's Omnitrix, he will not have master control. Instead, the only thing that he'll have is him not timing out like how Ben did in the original. Now, Deku will stay in that transformation, but he will get the wrong one that he sometimes picks for. Now, if you guys are wondering why Deku getting the wrong transformation, well, in Ben 10 series, people speculate that the reason why Ben kept choosing the wrong alien is because he kept slamming it down. But that's not the actual case, because if so, then how come any other alien that tried to attack him wouldn't destroy the watch? So I did what anyone else would do. I would look up and see why Ben would usually get the wrong alien until I find a certain video that tries to explain it. And how they said is that the Omnitrix is learning since... Now, if you guys are wondering where did I get this from, well, there's a certain video that I will put down in the description, and if it's not there, I will put that down in the comments, just in case if you guys want to see the video. So I basically explained that the Omnitrix is learning, and also sometimes giving the alien that he probably deal with the situation too. Okay, just in case if I forget, when Deku uses the ultimate transformation, it will have a timer on it, basically like the original. But whenever Deku wants to switch between different aliens, he can't swap between ultimate and ultimate. He has to go to the regular form of the alien, then swap out. Now, just in case if you guys get confused, let me explain it. So let's just say that Deku's in Ultimate Cannonball, and he wants to switch to Ultimate Wild Mutt. He cannot just go into his Ultimate. He has to go to the regular form of Wild Mutt, then press dial and change into Ultimate Wild Mutt. The reason why I'm putting it like this, so he won't basically spam the Ultimates from left to right. Now, when Deku times out of Ultimate, he goes back into base form, letting the Omnitrix recharge itself. Now, if Deku gets attacked and he blocks it with the Omnitrix, it'll send a feedback out, like someone's trying to take it off of him, and it'll recharge it. But it will not recharge the Ultimate form. Now, for the manual, Asmund wrote that down for Deku, but he left out a few things that are built into the safety feature of the Omnitrix. The reason why, just in case if Deku don't get too cocky with his Omnitrix. Now, for you guys to understand what is the different look between Deku's Omnitrix and the one that Ben gave away to the secret person. Well, Deku's rim around his Omnitrix is actually more of a blue shade of it, while the original one stays the same color. While Ben walking off to his office, he gets a call on his Omnitrix, seeing that the person who he gave the old one to, basically calling him, asking is Deku ready. Ben looks at his watch and tells him, well, it's still a work in progress, so maybe later on, yeah. The other person on the call tells him, well, I don't know how Deku's gonna react when he figures out that you gave me your old watch. Well, just tell him what you told me, saying like the watch that you have is basically for self-defense and or just in case if anything goes wrong when I'm not around. The person on the other line basically says, are you sure he's not going to ask questions like, well, how come you didn't give me your old watch instead of giving it to them? Ben cuts off the person and basically telling him, well, I'll tell him what I told you. But before Ben can explain, the person cuts him off, basically asking him, wait a minute, can you explain why you chose me for a candidate again? Ben tells him, well, I was going to tell Izuku the exact same thing, saying that besides him being too young, we had 3 other candidates, and neither of them wanted it. And since neither of them wanted it, I basically didn't know what to do. Until I thought of thinking about protecting you, so I decided to give the watch to you and train you up. That's why I gave it to you. And plus, just in case you didn't want to, I was going to figure out a way to take it off of you and give it to Deku. But since I've decided to make one for Deku, so yeah, that was that. So that's the reason why I decided to give the watch to you. So you can protect yourself, save other people when you're able to, and also just in case, if I'm not around to watch the family, you can go and protect them. The person on the other line basically asked, wait a minute, why did Ahmed build another one instead of just making one specifically for Deku? You know, like matching his DNA with this omnitrix. Well, Ben tells them, well, just in case if anyone tries to hack it and take control of it, he'll basically making sure that it won't happen. So he built a remote self-destruction. And the second reason why he was making it is because to replace that one, just in case if that one gets destroyed. Again, before we get back into the story, I just wanted to explain that's why Ahmed originally he wanted to give Deku the one that Ben used to wear, but just in case he has to destroy it or something bad happens to that watch, he can just make him a new one. But not like, make him a new one. More like just in case if that one goes into the wrong hands, he can basically give Deku that one. So him and Ben can destroy that other watch or take it back. And also, if you guys are wondering, but if he has a self-destruct sequence, couldn't he just, destroy it without worrying about making another one? Well, Ahmed knows about that, and so he decided to do that anyway, just in case they try to disable the self-destruction. Alright, now let's get back into the story. The person on the other line basically tells Ben, thank you. I forgot what he gave me to watch. Ben tells them, no problem. Ben looks at the watch and asks the person this question. So, when are you going to reveal yourself? The person basically says, huh? Ben tells them, when are you going to reveal that you're the one who has my old watch? The person on the other line tells Ben, I'm not sure when. And plus, when I do, how do you know that Deku's not going to pressure me into becoming a hero? I'm not saying I don't want to help people. I'm just not really cut out for that. Ben tells him, well, of course you're cut out for that. I mean, I see you on the battlefield before. You're doing pretty good. And plus, Deku will not do that anyway. The person on the other line basically says, are you sure about that? Ben tells him, I promise, and if he does, he's gonna get grounded. After they're done talking, the person on the other line hangs up. After that happens, Ben puts his arm down and continues to walk, but in a faster pace now. For the rest of the time left, Deku has been training by himself, with his father, or with some plumbers from time to time. And after that, the UA exams begin. Now, once Deku gets closer to the building, he begins to twiddle with his watch, basically wondering what transformation will he use and what kind of situation will they be into, until he bumps into a brown-haired girl, telling her, oh, I'm sorry about that. She looks at him and tells him, oh, it's no problem. Then once they get inside, Ida basically goes off as the original, wondering about why is there 3 robots and not explaining about the last one. Before Ida can continue, Deku tells him, can you quiet down? He was just about to explain about the last robot. After that, they basically get to the gates. When it comes to his rodent portion, Deku gets the exact same score as he did in canon. He could have gone higher, but he didn't really try that much. Once he gets towards the gate, Deku stays in the back and begins to twiddle with his watch. After that, Ida was going to say something, but realizing that he's probably about to already use his quirk, so we decided not to interrupt him. Now, Deku doesn't know what alien he picks. He thinks he should either pick Accelerate or Diamond Head, but instead, he gets his upgrade. After he sees the transformation, he says, I heard a lot about this transformation from my dad. He basically that this one can merge with machine. I didn't pick this alien, but maybe I can use it. Once Deku gets inside, he sees a 3-point robot before it gets destroyed. He jumps on it and begins to merge with it, making it better. After that, he begins to destroy robots left and right. Giving him a total of 95 villain points with upgrade. After that, they pull out the 0-point robot. Deku thinks it's time for him to go, but then he sees what alien he transformed into and realize something. Can he merge with a 0-point robot? He doesn't know, so he rushes over there to try. Once he gets closer, he hears a girl screaming. He decides to run in there a lot faster, and she is that brown-haired girl he bumped into. Once he sees the girl, he basically runs up to her and basically asks, "Are you okay?" She basically looks at him and says, yeah. Are you some type of hero? Deku looks at her and tells her, no, not yet. And realizes that it might be too big for him to transform, and he's not going to risk it with a girl right here. He's about to be crushed, so he turns back to the 0-point robot, merges with it again, and grabs the girl and runs off all the way to the front entrance. And before you guys wonder what he means by that, what it means is he's not so sure if he can merge with the whole robot in enough time, or he's not sure if he can fully merge with it. So it's either it's not going to do it in time, or he's not going to fully merge with it. Once they get close to the front entrance, Deku sees a small old woman in a nurse outfit, handing Uraraka to her. Uraraka looks at him and tells him thanks. Deku waits to give her a thumbs up and begins to walk off. As that, Deku begins to press the button on his chest and turn back into human and begins to walk home. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy, and sorry about me uploading for too long. I've been having a little bit of school problems and also a little bit of laziness. Now, I have 2 questions for you guys to answer. Number 1, what is your favorite alien from Ben 10 series? If so, which one is it and what era is it from? The second question is, out of all the aliens in Ben's arsenal, what alien do you think would look interesting as an